Welcome back to Plan Life Right. I'm Kevin Ross.
I'm Matt Floyd, and my 13-year-old was up too late watching TV last weekend and caught one of those reverse mortgage commercials.
The one with the retired celebrity spokesperson.
Of course. Yep. That's the exact genre of this infomercial. And she turns to me dead serious and said, "Dad, is that a scam? It sounds like a scam."
Pretty smart.
Yeah. She's going to be rich. We got to be nice to her.
Right out of the mouth of a young babe.
Right. And I didn't actually have a confident answer for her in the moment, which bothered me more than it should have.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. She's not wrong to be suspicious, and she's also not right that it's a scam, okay? Both of those are true at once, which is a weird thing to explain to a 13-year-old. 10?
Yeah, 10 p.m., yeah. So, I mean, what would you tell her?
I told her Dad would explain it properly on the podcast, which is either parenting or a cop-out. I genuinely don't really know.
Yeah, I'm going with cop-out, but let's actually deliver on it here.
Okay, so today, the reverse mortgage, honestly, what it actually is in 2026, where the bad reputation, where it comes from, who it's wrong for, and a strategy that almost nobody talks about that connects straight back to the sequence of return conversation we had a few weeks ago. The product almost everyone means by reverse mortgage is called HECM, which is Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, FHA insured, federal program, not some private scheme running late night cable.
Okay, so already different than what my daughter assumed.
A little. You have to be, 62 or older.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be your primary residence, and you convert part of your home equity into cash, lump sum, line of credit, monthly payments, or some kind of mix.
Right.
There's no monthly mortgage payment. The balance grows instead of shrinks. It gets settled out when you move out, you sell, or you pass away.
So instead of paying it down, you're letting it grow, and the bill becomes due later from the house itself.
Yeah, that's the core mechanics. How much you can access depends on your age. Home values, the 2026 lending limit tops that out around, 1.25 million. So was it $1,250,000?
Yeah.
Better way to say it.
Well, what about the no payment part? I mean, that always sounded too good to be a real thing.
Yeah. Well, it's real, but it's narrower than it sounds. You still owe your property taxes. You still got your insurance. You got the upkeep. You fall behind on those, and the loan can get called.
Oh, okay. So no payment means no payment on the loan itself, not the house is now free.
Exactly. That distinction, and it's the one that I think most ads skip entirely.
Yeah, why would you put that in an ad?
Of course. Okay, so let's deal with your daughter's instinct here, because it didn't come from nowhere.
Oh, yeah, the nut didn't fall far from the tree on this one. But, what actually happened to this reverse mortgage that earned it that reputation?
Okay, before reforms, this product had real problems. You had high upfront cost, aggressive sales tactics, and the one that really did the damage, cases where a surviving spouse who wasn't on the loan lost the home after the borrowing spouse died.
Oh, man, that's the story that built the whole takes grandma's house reputation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exact story, and it's really happened, and it's not a myth. It was a real design flaw that hurt a lot of real families. All right, so since 2013, there's a non-borrowing spouse protection. If a spouse is under 62 and not on the loan, they can be listed as eligible, and if the borrowing spouse dies first, they can stay in the home. The loan doesn't come due. So for all those old guys that are marrying a 20-year younger girl,
Yeah,
it's all good.
I know guys like that. And that's a structural fix, not just a marketing fix. They didn't just change the ads, they changed the product.
Yeah, it is. It actually reduces how much the household can borrow because the lender's planning for a longer payout window. But the protections, it's real right now.
Right.
There's also a mandatory financial assessment before approval and required counseling with a neutral third party before you can even apply.
So the version that earned the reputation, at least structurally, that doesn't exist anymore. But the reputation outlived the fix, which, seems to happen with basically everything.
Yeah, reputations always outlast the conditions that built them, right?
Right.
That doesn't mean that the product's now perfect for everyone, though. Okay, so let's be straight about where this is where it's not the right move.
All right, hit me with it.
Okay, if you're moving in a few years, skip it. Okay, there's real upfront cost, and they only pay off if you stay long enough to amortize them. If leaving the house fully unencumbered to your kids matters to you, this works against that because the loan gets repaid first when the home sells.
So although the kids are never on the hook for more than the house is worth, right? It can't outgrow the value of the house. I remember that part.
Yeah. There's non-recourse. Yes. The FHA insurance covers any of that gap.
Okay.
The family never is personally liable, but the leftover equity that they inherit is smaller than it would have been.
Right.
And the big one, if you genuinely can't keep up with property taxes and insurance, this can lead to default and to foreclosure. That's really the most serious thing on the list. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people do that. They pay their house off and then they go ahead and cancel the insurance because they don't need it anymore. They were required to have it with a mortgage.
Right.
Now I don't have insurance anymore. Well, now I'm going to get in this reverse mortgage. I got to bring back that insurance, and it's a cost that they haven't planned on really.
Right.
So it's not no payments ever. It's no mortgage payment. But the cost of owning the home doesn't disappear. Like you said, maintenance, upkeep, insurance, taxes. And now that's more tied to keeping the loan in good standing.
Yeah, that's the single most important sentence right here in this whole episode. And I want it to land exactly like that, okay? Here's the part I think actually matters most. And it's not the part most coverage of this product ever gets to.
And what is that?
Instead of taking money out, you open the HECM as a line of credit and you just don't touch it. The unused portion grows every year, even if the house value doesn't. And unlike a regular home equity line, this one can't be frozen or canceled by the lender.
So a HELOC can get frozen if the bank gets nervous. This one cannot.
It's federal protection is baked in. And here's the connection to a few weeks back, sequence of return risks that we both like talking about.
Yep.
It's the danger of getting forced to sell investments at a loss early in retirement.
Yeah, the two investors, same average return, different order. One's dry, one's flush.
There's real academic research here. Wade Fowles' work on opening this line of credit early and treating it as a buffer, which means market drops, you draw from the credit line instead of selling depreciated investments. Market recovers, you go back to the portfolio.
So it's the same job as the cash bucket from a few episodes ago, except instead of sitting in cash earning nothing, it's home equity quietly growing while you're not using it.
That's exactly the strategy. Good that you've been paying attention to these podcasts.
I've learned from the best.
And it's the use case that almost really nobody brings up because it doesn't fit either that scam headline
Right.
or take the lump sum pitch.
Gotcha. It's the boring, responsible version.
That's usually me, isn't it? The boring, responsible version is usually the one that actually works.
Yeah, it's not sexy. It doesn't make headlines, but man, does it show up when you need it.
Weren't you telling me about the Rogan episode when he was talking to a financial guy? He's like, nobody listens to it because it's boring.
It's boring, yeah.
But if we had crypto at 4,000% growth, we'd be all over the place.
Yeah, it's a party, it's a circus, it's a carnival.
Yeah.
But the good financial advice comes from two boring guys just sitting around talking about strategies that actually work.
It's like the 2 cups of Starbucks. Cut off. You have a Starbucks every day, 7 days a week. You cut back 2. You're 25 years old.
Put it into slow growth.
By the time 65, you just put in that $14 in the S&P 500. By the time you're 65,
Yeah.
you got what was it, like 4.8 million or some kind of crazy
something
number?
crazy. For skipping a couple coffees. It was nuts.
And yeah, skipping 2 cups of coffee a week. And they're multimillionaires just by doing that. That doesn't go. But if we would have started our first episode with best investment, $5,000 gain, people would be like, whoa, that's so exciting.
It'd be
It's all
viral.
garbage.
It'd be viral in a week.
Yeah, and half these things, you get these guys that are in their 20s, it's like, oh, I've got the market. I'm like, you've never lived through a bad market. Because they started after 2022 when we had high inflation and the market sold off, which is what we talk about for those retirees. It's like, dude, sequence of return. If you did it here, you're going to run out of money unless you put it in a sequence.
Exactly.
Okay, so, Matt, if your daughter asks you again, here's the actual answer, not the cop-out. It's not a scam. It's also not a miracle. It's a federally regulated tool that fits some households really well and is generally wrong for others.
Now, the question isn't good or bad. It's, does this specific household have a specific problem this specific tool solves better than the alternative?
Yeah, that's the whole answer here. And it took us 25 minutes, maybe not quite that long, to get here because the honest answer is never the 30-second one. PlanLifeRight.com, retirement income scorecard, free, 7 minutes max. It looks at your whole picture, including whether home equity is just sitting there doing nothing for your income plan.
For a lot of households, that's the biggest asset on the balance sheet that's never once been part of the conversation.
PlanLifeRight.com. Go see the full picture.
For advisors, this product's usually outside your normal lane. Should that be changing?
It really already has. In this research, Bow's work is published, peer-reviewed, not fringe. Most advisors still don't bring it up, partly because of the reputation we just spent half this episode unpacking.
And the advisor who can have this conversation accurately is offering something the client's last advisor never even mentioned.
AdvisorRescue.net will give you the framework, what changed in the product, the buffer asset strategy, and how to evaluate fit without selling or dismissing. All right, Matt, next week we shift the whole frame.
Reframe. Love it.
Every episode so far has been about decisions that are already on the table for most of you.
And what's next week?
Next week, for the people who still have time, that 5 years before retirement, and why that window matters more than the 30 years that came before it.
Including, presumably, all the stuff we've covered in the last 8 episodes finally getting put in order.
Exactly that. Believe it or not. Next week, the 5-year runway. Life happens fast.
Make sure your income's ready for it.
I'm Kevin Ross.
I'm Matt Floyd.
And this is Plan Life Right.